Yusuke Urameshi finds himself in a raging chaos caused by a massive car crash. He sees a motionless body lying on the ground and recognizes himself. He doesn't show any signs of life, and paramedics decide to take him to the hospital, ignoring a crying woman who is screaming his name. Yusuke realizes that nobody sees or hears him. What the hell is going on? Is he dead? From a flashback 4 hours ago, we watch a mysterious insect flying out from a giant sinkhole near the city and spying on Yusuke, a rough and reckless but decent young man. The insect possesses the body of a truck driver and provokes a disastrous car accident. Yusuke rushes to save a little kid and gets hit by the truck. Well, it looks like Yusuke is a ghost now. A brightly dressed girl comes out of nowhere and greets him in the afterlife world. She introduces herself as Boten, or the Grim Reaper. Yusuke thinks that they are going to take him to hell, but Boten has other plans. She takes him to the spirit world and promises that her boss, Enma, will explain everything. Enma tells Yusuke that he will resurrect him. In exchange, Yusuke will have to work as a spirit detective, solving cases involving demons called Yokai that have invaded the human world. And there is serious trouble in the world. The insect that possessed the truck driver's body, a roundworm monster, broke free from the demon world. Yusuke has to find out why the roundworm monster has appeared in the human world. However, Yusuke rejects his second chance because he doesn't like being told what to do and walks away. Meanwhile, a powerful magnate Sakio is obsessed with the sinkhole and buys it out, believing it is a portal to the demon world and willing to use it for his unknown purposes. Boten offers Yusuke to visit his wake. He sees his inconsolable mother, his childhood friend Keiko, and other people mourning his death. Meanwhile, the roundworm monster possesses the body of a school loser abused by a group of bullies and sets Yusuke's house on fire. Keiko rushes to the house to save Yusuke's body but faints. He changes his mind and agrees to be resurrected. Enma helps him, and Yusuke drags Keiko out from the burning building. Then, he finds the possessed guy and fights him. Enma guides Yusuke on how to use his spirit energy, and he traps the guy. Yusuke uses his newfound powers to save the guy and make the monster come out from him. He kills the demon and comes back to his mother and Keiko, who are happy to see him. Boten is delighted that Yusuke successfully completed his first mission, but Enma believes that new challenges are on the way. 3 dangerous magical objects that were being monitored by the spirit world are stolen by 3 yokai thieves. Will Yusuke be able to get these objects back? Enma trains Yusuke and tells him more about Goki, Kurama, and Hiei, 3 dangerous yokai thieves. The only way Yusuke can compete with them is to use his spirit gun. But unfortunately, he is not a quick learner. Enma finds out about a terrible incident that happened on the local playground. Goki used the rapacious orb to consume children's souls, and Yusuke has to find him and get the souls back as soon as possible. On his way from the hospital, Yusuke bumps into his old frenemy, Kuwabara, who is also able to see Boten for some reason and starts suspecting something supernatural is going on. Yusuke rushes to the playground and witnesses another Goki attack. He chases Goki to the car dump, where the demon attacks him. While Kurama watches them from the side, Goki proves himself as an extremely strong and skillful fighter. He catches Yusuke but gets interrupted by Masaru, the little boy whose life was saved by Yusuke before. Goki is going to swallow Masaru's soul, but Yusuke stops him and uses his spirit gun to defeat him. The souls go back to the children, and they wake up. Meanwhile, a rich man named Terukane keeps a mysterious girl, Yukina, captured and tortures her to make her cry. Her tear transforms into a little ball of light, which makes Terukane very excited to get a tear of ice. He got that girl from Sakio in exchange for the sinkhole. One of his sidekicks consoles the girl and promises to get her out of her cage. Kuwabara notices Yusuke and Boten and decides to spy on them. Boten tells Yusuke that Kurama possesses the Mirror of Darkness, which can grant him whatever he desires, making him a deadly dangerous enemy. They have to take the mirror away before the full moon. After Boten disappears, Yusuke spots Kurama once again and goes after him. He watches Kurama buying a flower and going to the hospital. Yusuke keeps following him and sees that Kurama pays a visit to some woman. Kurama tells him that as soon as he gets what he wants, he will give the Mirror of Darkness back. The woman turns out to be Kurama's mother, who is terminally ill. Kurama explains that his only wish is to save the woman who raised him with love and care. Kuwabara, whose friend is also in the hospital, overhears their conversation and decides to do something. When Yusuke has a talk with Keiko over ramen, Boten appears and tells him there is a problem and they need to run. She reveals that as soon as the mirror makes a wish come true, it takes something in return, and it is the life of the person making the wish. Kuwabara intervenes and tries to stop him, but Yusuke rushes to the hospital. Kurama makes a wish, and Yusuke wants to save him and offers the mirror to take half of his life too. As a result, they both stay alive, and Kurama's mom heals. Kuwabara apologizes to Yusuke, and they reconcile. Using the conjuring blade, Hiei steals the tear of ice, and Terukane calls Sakio, who tasks two brothers Toguro with a new mission. To retrieve the conjuring blade, Yusuke infiltrates a certain mansion, hoping that Hiei will show up there pretty soon. And Hiei does. Yusuke tries to catch him, but Hiei is incredibly quick and agile. Terukane brings Yukina back to Sakio, and Sakio shows him a new luxury type of entertainment, Yokai competitions. He offers Terukane to hire Toguro brothers as his guards. Shortly after that, they discover that Yukina is gone. Terukane's sidekick tries to save her, but Elder Toguro kills him. Enma wants Yusuke to take lessons from Master Genkai, specialized in using the spirit wave. Without an invitation, Kuwabara joins them. Genkai challenges Yusuke with exhausting training and teaches him patience and control. Kurama meets Hiei and offers him to help find his sister if Hiei gives the blade back to Yusuke. Sakio is planning to invent a mechanism able to make a hole into the demon world. After 2 weeks of training, Kuwabara's commitment and persistence help him succeed. 1 week later, Yusuke increases his spirit energy and impresses Master Genkai too, and she presents him the spirit wave orb, completing their training. At night, younger Toguro comes to Genkai's house and attacks her. Hiei kidnaps Keiko, and Yusuke rushes to save her. He fights Hiei but still can't compete with his speed. Kurama stops their battle and tells them that Hiei didn't kidnap Keiko. He also knows where Hiei's sister Yukina is. The person who took Keiko was actually Elder Toguro. Sakio imprisons her together with Yukina. Kurama, Yusuke, Hiei, and Kuwabara have to work together to save them. On their way to Kubakukuri Island, Yusuke hears that he'll need to participate in a yokai tournament to get Keiko back. After their arrival, Hiei leaves them, saying that he prefers to work alone. Kurama also stops to have a fight with a yokai named Karasu. Hiei faces a huge armored yokai, Bui, and starts a battle that becomes a part of Sakio's gambling game. Kurama and Karasu's fight is intense and fierce. Kurama's power to control plants helps him repel his enemies' attacks. Karasu tries to burn him, so Kurama has to take his natural demon form and continue the battle. He uses plants which react to every movement of Karasu. Karasu destroys his trap and throws Kurama on the ground. Kurama takes the human form again, which means he is out of energy. Karasu tortures him, but Kurama has one more ace up his sleeve. He put the seed of the death plant inside Karasu's arm. Its roots grow, and they wrap around every single organ of Karasu. Kurama gives a command, and the plant explodes Karasu's body from the inside. Bui crashes everything around and almost catches Hiei, who uses all his skills to outsmart the opponent. To defeat him, Bui decides to remove his armor and becomes even stronger. Hiei uses his secret weapon, and a huge dragon flying out of his hand almost kills Bui. Helpless, Bui begs Hiei to kill him, but Hiei refuses to show mercy and leaves. Yusuke and Kuwabara split up and run in different directions. Yukina tells Keiko about the yokai and heals her injuries. Keiko tricks her guard and knocks him out. She breaks free and helps Yukina. They meet Kuwabara, and he instantly falls in love with Yukina. Looking for the exit, Kuwabara, Keiko, and Yukina accidentally open the cage of a giant monster. It chases them, but the group runs away and bumps into Elder Toguro. Sakyo's guests lost a bunch of money after Kurama and Hiei won their battles. However, Sakyo promises that the most interesting part is ahead. Yusuke enters the arena, and Sakyo makes him fight with younger Toguro. While his guests make bets, Sakyo receives a message saying that the wormhole is now open. The wormhole monsters begin to pour out of the opening in the sinkhole into the human world. Yusuke starts a fight with younger Toguro, an invincible yokai with extraordinary power and stamina. Elder Toguro beats Kuwabara up, but Keiko distracts him. He is going to kill Keiko, and Kuwabara has to gather his strength to protect his friend. He summons his spirit sword and slices Toguro into pieces. Anyway, Toguro is still alive, and his body parts quickly come back together. Enma creates a barrier around the sinkhole to block the roundworm demons, but this thing can't hold for long since the hole is expanding too quickly. Yusuke tries to use his spirit gun, but Toguro just keeps beating him. Enma visits Sakyo and warns him about the consequences of opening the sinkhole. He begs Sakyo to stop, but he is determined to destroy the borders between the demon world and the human world completely. Kurama and Hiei arrive just in time to save Yusuke's life. Sakyo promises Enma that if his guys win against Toguro, he'll stop his machine and kill himself. If Toguro wins, Enma will have to take down his barrier. Enma is leaving the fate of the world in Yusuke's hands. Kurama, Hiei, and Yusuke join forces to fight Toguro, but he looks way too strong even for three of them. Yusuke shoots Toguro with his spirit gun, but this doesn't do much harm to him. Kuwabara, Keiko, Yukina, and Elder Toguro enter the arena. From Elder Toguro, Yusuke and Kuwabara find out that younger Toguro killed Genkai. He reveals that in the past, younger Toguro and Genkai were together, but he decided to become a yokai to stay young and strong forever. Furious, Yusuke summons the spirit wave orb and beats the crap out of Toguro. The yokai becomes even bigger and scarier. Boten contacts Enma and tells him the truth about how Toguro became a yokai. 50 years ago, he was a violent monster who knew no mercy. He kills Kuwabara, breaking Yusuke's heart. Yusuke pulls himself together and fights back. He collects all his power and kills Toguro. Kuwabara turns out to be alive, and Yukina heals him. Hiei finds his sister and doesn't need the conjuring blade anymore. For some reason, he doesn't tell Yukina that he is her long-lost brother. Yusuke won the battle, so Sakyo turns the machine off, and the roundworm demons go back to where they belong. Then, Sakyo shoots himself. In the afterlife dimension, Toguro meets Genkai. He tells her Yusuke's power has only begun to reveal itself. If he messes up now, he can end up just like him, Toguro. However, for now Yusuke and his friends are safe and ready to finally come back home.